First it was too cold, now it's too hot. For Bavarian potato farmer Konrad Zollner, this year has been disastrous, and he's holding the evidence in his hands. These early potato plants are much smaller and yielding less than usual.
You can see the heat damage. The leaves are wilted. The cells are damaged. It's just too hot. It looks like blight, but it's definitely heat damage. It's not some fungus. The plant is under stress because the rays of the sun are just too hot.
So he has to irrigate his fields to salvage what he can of his crop. A few kilometers away, in the middle of a field of hops, Angela Stempfhuber is relaxed. The most important ingredient for beer brewing is growing very well right now. Germans drink about 110 liters of beer on average annually. That means a lot of hops.
As beer brewers, we're finally working to capacity. The brewing kettles are full, our cellars well stocked, and we're happy to be selling more beer and making more money. Now we're finally making up for the losses we made during the first half of the year because of the cold weather.
Irrigation costs Konrad Zollner not just extra money, it's also hard work. Sometimes he has to go out to check his fields at night.
You can't produce a moist climate artificially. This is just the emergency brake to make sure the plants don't die.
At the Horneck Brewery, there's plenty to do. Beer sales have risen by 50% in the summer heat. But there's no need for extra staff.
Our workers know that there'll be more turnover and more work in the summer. So in the summer they do overtime, and in the winter working hours are shorter. We can depend on them to be here when we need them.
Mineral water is bottled from the brewery's own well. Sales of water reflect the rising temperatures. The facilities sometimes run round the clock, filling 20,000 bottles an hour to quench people's thirst in the summer. As a beverage producer, Angela Stempfhuber is always dependent on the weather. Last year's summer here was fairly unexceptional, but now Bavaria has had 12 days in July with temperatures above 30 degrees Celsius, and business is booming. The moment of truth. Konrad Zollner and his wife are harvesting less than usual. Their only comfort is that the weather in southern Europe wasn't any better, so the potato crop in general is smaller.
Potatoes from Spain have already been consumed. The demand is there. The harvests everywhere have been too low. Because yields are down 20% everywhere, we still have satisfactory prices in Bavaria.
So it's a blessing in disguise for the farmer. And even if his potatoes aren't growing as much in the record-breaking heat, last night at least it rained for the first time in weeks.